I thank the chairman, and it's interesting to note the means by which this bill has been advanced with meaningful conversations between my office and the committee staff, and the ranking members' concerns have been addressed, and I appreciate Ranking Member Raskin's very legitimate and sincere concerns regarding the language of the bill, and I stand committed to work through any remaining concerns that the administration may have or outside groups may have. This markup today, and this bill in particular, in my opinion, is an excellent example of how we may work together when we find common ground to address the needs and concerns of the people we sworn to serve. So I offer the Comment Integrity and Management Act, which is both timely and essential in the digital age we navigate, an age where our constituents engage with us more and more through electronic means. The bill I'm presenting today seeks to safeguard the integrity of this engagement, particularly in the realm of agency rulemaking processes. In our commitment to democratic principles, we acknowledge the right of every American to participate in our political system. This participation includes the invaluable process of submitting comments on proposed rules and regulations, comments that shape the very fabric of our governance. With the advent of digital technology, the channels for such participation have expanded, providing broader access, but also introducing new challenges. Unfortunately, digital advancement has been accompanied by the rise of computer-generated comments, which can actually obscure genuine public input and hinder our agency's ability to effectively gauge public sentiment. It's against this backdrop that the Comment Integrity and Management Act has been conceived. The cornerstone of the bill is its commitment to ensuring that every comment submitted electronically comes from a real person, not an automated program. By requiring human verification, we're taking a significant step towards preserving the authenticity of public input. Furthermore, the Comment Integrity and Management Act equips our agencies with the flexibility and tools necessary to efficiently manage the comments they receive. This includes the authority to identify and process computer-generated and mass comments, ensuring that they are handled transparently and effectively. Transparency is further bolstered by requiring agencies to establish and make public their policies on managing and considering electronic comments. This move not only enhances accountability, but also ensures our constituents understand exactly how their voices are heard. Additionally, the legislation directs the Office of Management and Budget to issue guidance to agencies on best practices for managing electronic comments and mandates a report from the GAO on the prevalence and impact of computer-generated comments. In offering the Comment Integrity and Management Act, I urge my colleagues to recognize the importance of adopting our processes to the realities of the 21st century. It's imperative that we ensure every American is heard and that genuine public input is not drowned out by the noise of automation. This bill represents a good government approach to embracing technological advancements while safeguarding the principles of public participation and transparency in the rulemaking process. I thank my colleagues and urge support of this bill. Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Would the gentleman just yield for one question?
I will gladly yield to my friend, the ranking member.
Thank you, my friend, Mr. Higgins. One of the reasons that this seems like a reasonable approach to the problem that you accurately describe is, I think about when I get computerized mail to my office, if 300 people sign the same letter or send me the same letter and it's verbatim identical, I don't read it 300 times. I would read it once, and then I would look to see how many people had signed on to it with their names. And I understand that the purpose of this legislation is to allow the agencies, if they have not 300, but 300,000 comments, identical comments, not to reprint each one, but to reprint one if there are variations, reprint the several variations, and then have a list of the names and the number of people who signed it. Is that right? Am I understanding it correctly?
So there's a requirement to report variations on the same comment. There may be slight variations, essentially delivering the same message. There's a requirement to document those variations, and to report the number of those variations that have been received, whereby an honest and transparent assessment of the full public commentary can be reported as part of that government endeavor. I believe it would be mostly helpful, quite frankly, on a more local and state level, where particular projects are of particular concern to communities and densities of population, and government has an obligation to measure the support or the opposition of that project in a very real and sincere manner. So this is a legitimate effort to accurately document the commentary of the citizenry that we serve, but to further that accuracy by reporting the numbers of that comment that was received by automation or robotic correspondence.
And if I might, it is further consistent with the language in your intent with this legislation to say that if I'm a citizen and I get a 3-paragraph suggested comment to say send into the Food and Drug Agency or whatever, and I wanted to add a couple paragraphs of my own describing my own family's experience, whatever, that one would have to be posted separately because at that point it becomes distinctive.
That's the purpose, yes, sir.
Okay.
Because that would be considered a variant of a common message that has been received. So it would be required to be reported, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very kindly, and I yield back.